Had my first watermelon come in this morning, though, so very happy. All right. So we do have a nice agenda today. Been in the heat. Taserface, what have you been doing out there? Unnaturally hot. Like, this is crazy heat. Haven't really seen anything like that before. Yard work. Yeah. Normal for Portugal. I have a friend over there, do Scorpio. I may have to have you do a wellness check. He has not answered me in like a month. And I'm worried about it. I have to give you his address and see how far away you live from him. Let's go ahead and share screen. I want to look at the market. See what's going on in the NFT world real quick. $48 items listed. It's about average. Nothing crazy. I think price has been getting low, but people have been picking through the good ones. It's also rare. Yeah, wow, this is pretty dead. There is not a lot of rare traits. Nice weapon there. Oh, that's this guy. How much is he going for? I'm a sucker for good weapons, the rare weapons. That's it. That's all that's on the market, huh? Okay. Sacred, good bonus attack. It's a pretty solid guy. Probably make like a 50 offer. So someone get that one. All right. So there's that. Day reset is going on. Okay. Next up. Hey, Kosik. 12 people. Thank you, everyone. 13 is my lucky number. And I really appreciate everyone being here. So the first things first, the agenda, we're going to go over the announcement. It's a big announcement, season 1, Reign of Power. Got the information on that. And I have been given, thank you. Well, I'll try to make it. I'm on my normal setup today, so I shouldn't talk to myself at all. Should avoid that again. All right. Now let's pull up my copy that I can speak to. All right. So yeah, we got season 1, Reign of Power stuff, and see a couple other things to go over. Okay. I'm just checking all my questions. Let's see, I got some messages. Okay, so if anybody has any questions, go ahead and shoot them out. I'm going to be going over some more of the JJ stuff. He had some great questions last week, and then he came out with some more. So we'll be going over those out towards the end. I'm going to start with Reign of Power notes, and then that's pretty much everything today. The last part of it may be a little bit long. So let me see if I have any questions, and we're going to go ahead and start. Okay, no questions. Great. Okay, so Reign of Power Season 1 will begin June 26th, so this Thursday, and it'll go 1 month to July 26th. Now, last week we did send out about 1 million token to the Reign of Power leaderboard winners. That was, we didn't announce it. We are going to start throwing you all some curveballs with surprises. We have some stuff cooking that we have not leaked. And like I said, I've been reading copy for like the last couple weeks because we're trying to give you guys back that sense of wonder and not so much leak stuff. So that's what expect more surprises. So thank you everyone for embracing the new game mode. We got a lot of the kinks worked out. I think we got most of the bugs. We've had 2 successful game nights. We actually have another game night with a DAO that has 400,000, I believe, Twitter followers. So that's going to be exciting. Again, that's one of our key strategies is exposing the game to DAOs, letting them earn token, letting them ultimately we're going to try to get scholarships to these DAOs, and then that'll basically expose as many people as we can to the game and get them earning and playing and part of the community. So I had to get a milk drink there. My mom came up to me today. She's like, "Do you know raw milk is so good for hydration?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, Mom, I've already drank a gallon today." So I'm well aware of how good it is for hydration. Check it out if you don't. You wouldn't think milk is that good, but it's amazing. So June 26th to July 26th will be season 1 of Reign of Power. The quest leaderboard will not reset. So the leaderboard will not reset. but we will snapshot it at the beginning of the season and at the end of the season. So you're not going to lose your flex. All the points accumulated during the season will count towards the season's total. Hello, sir. Shaw Ludwig, hello. Can you summarize what you said in writing? My English is not so good. Maybe I can do a TLDR for you at the end. I don't think I have the skill. I'm just going to type season 1 of ROP starts June 26th to July 26th. A lot of cores there. New Scorpio. Okay, so moving on. The first competition during the season will actually begin on day 27, June 27th at day reset. It'll last 48 hours. So we're going to have a season, which is a month, but we're going to have competitions during the season, little sprints, right? Because we don't want to make the whole month one big competition. We do want to have little bursts of competition. So the first competition will be June 27th. It'll start at the day reset. It'll last 48 hours. There will be free hills. There'll be paid hills. The paid hills will have point multipliers. So obviously, if you're spending truffles, you're going to gain Rain of Power points faster. We will have a full detail sheet released the day of or day before around that time. And then we'll announce more competitions throughout the season. So the season's a month long, and we're going to have little mini sprint competitions. That's just Shadwig, Shaw Ludwig. Just it's a month, but there'll be little competitions in there, so you'll have little sprints. We've set aside 2.5 million token for the rewards, and this is coming from the tokens that were forfeited when people didn't upgrade from version 1 to version 2. That was part of the treasury, and the reason we did it, because we saw a lot of dormant token out there, and instead of just burning it, we thought we would take it and transfer it kind of back to the active players. And then also we changed the smart contract and did a bunch of security upgrades and everything else. But that was how we were going to fund the airdrop, because the team doesn't have a lot of token. We're one of the few games out there that is fully circulating, and the team is not sitting on 40% of the token or 50% of the token like a lot of games are. And then also being fully circulating, we don't have new supply coming on that we can use and dump on people. So that kind of worked out. We didn't plan on getting that much token, but it did work out that way. So that is the season 1 of Reign of Power. Get some tokens, earn some gear, and maybe there's some other surprises throughout the time. So let's see. Are there any questions so far? I don't think so. Okay, moving right along. Now, the next big thing I wanted to talk about is I had a huge meeting last week. I have another meeting this week. It went great. It did get delayed a day, but that was fine. They didn't last minute move it. They gave me about 24-hour notice. But I did secure a second meeting, and I designed a treatment for them. And it is a huge, it's the 10th largest Bitcoin holding company in the world as far as how much they have in their treasury. Well, it might have changed. MetaPlanet has been shaking up a lot of stuff, but they're a big Bitcoin treasury company. And, we're looking at different ideas to, maybe pay people in Satoshis. I don't know. Maybe we're going to get creative here with paying out in Bitcoin maybe or something. So nothing's concrete, but we do want to align ourselves with the Bitcoin savings plan, because we just feel that over the long term, and I'll have concrete examples of why we believe this, because we've already seen the use cases. And like this partner that I'm talking to, I personally have earned a third of a Bitcoin in 5 years by using their service. And that'll give you a lot of hints. And we're hoping to implement them to essentially use the revenue from working with them to buy Bitcoin, and then pay out Bitcoin to our community as dividends, to pay out people that refer people into the community that use the products, and essentially turn everyone into small business owners. I'm not going to rant today, but ultimately we want our players to grow with us as a business and help bring in revenue and share in that revenue, and then some of the Bitcoin that we have, will borrow against it and actually buy the token, and buy stable coins to produce yield. So you're going to see a lot of strategies there that we're stealing from MicroStrategy, straight up right out of his playbook. So there is that coming. The other thing I wanted to mention is we had a great team meeting yesterday. There's a couple people out there I want to say thank you. You know who you are, that are doing some work for us behind the scenes. But We are working on the smarter NPC control. We're looking at different options, how to get that out as fast as we can. We're also very close to finalizing the anniversary. We know what NFTs we're going to give out, but beginning of next month, we're really going to have a final roundtable about the anniversary gifts. So that is very close. I know we've been waiting a while, but those are coming along. And let's see here. Okay, any other questions so far? I don't think so. I got a couple private messages. Let's see. Nothing picked up. All right. And then last but not least, um, marketing as far as what we're doing with IMX, where you have a meeting with them, I think in the next like 5 or 10 days. So we are discussing with them. They have had a pretty good growth in our Telegram. If everyone's noticed, we've had a lot of new people in the Telegram. That's from IMX. They did an integration. They came to us. We were in the beta test. Basically to receive your gems and your questing systems in IMX, you'd have to come join our Telegram. We'll see if it translates to people sticking around and playing, but we have had a couple new players. Seen a couple new names, a couple Discord tickets, and do want to remind everyone, do not send your champs token to your IMX wallet on the L2. We had someone that did that and they lost a little bit of token. I think the team is just going to reimburse that person. We're not welcoming other people to do that, but just yeah, if you see new people in the chat, just kind of, we're going to put it in the announcements too, but just don't let them send their champs to their immutable wallet. We've had 2 people do that, unfortunately, and we don't want that to continue. But that's not bad. 2 people in about 3 months. Okay. Yep. Fill them in 1 month, but there's going to be many competitions. Oh, 16. Wow. If we get to 23, then I'm definitely feeling lucky. Yeah. So fill in. It's going to be a month long. The leaderboard will not reset. We will do snapshots to do the aggregate during that time. The first competition is going to be on the 27th. It'll be 48 hours, and we will have information. But essentially, we're going to have little mini periods between the month. So we're not going to have you guys have to like grind your faces off for a month. We're going to have determined times, and we're going to say, hey, for this period, that's where the meta is going to be, how you balance your life work schedule to get that in there. Foxy, I have asked them in the treatment for a flat monthly fee for advertising, because what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get our advertisers. We've got 4 now lined up. I'm trying to get our advertisers to basically cover all of our fixed expenditure costs so that the company is net zero with fixed capital expenditure. And then all I have to pay for is human resources. They will push ads, but it won't be annoying. It'll be actually explores. So like, you'll be doing a new explore and you'll come across the product in the ad in the explore. There'll be some challenges, just like a normal explore. And then if you succeed, you'll have a benefit, maybe a coupon or a referral link. But ultimately, what we're trying to do for these advertisers is we're trying to drive traffic to their website. We're trying to drive people to purchase their products. And then we're asking for increased revenue share. So I'm not asking for big amounts of money, because a lot of these people use Brave ads and traditional marketing, and it's very expensive right now. That's why they took the meeting, is because I'm like, hey, if I can put you in front of a DAO that has, 400,000 Twitter followers and they have a game night with 200 people and you get 10 new people to sign up and you only spend $500 or something little, then your user acquisition cost is way down. The average user acquisition cost for most companies is around $600 or $700 a user right now. It's very expensive to acquire users. And that's what we're doing here, is we're saying, hey, you guys are playing the game. Why not you shill these products that are good? We're not going to have you shilling bad products. I mean, they're really high quality stuff. And when you do that, you're going to get revenue. After 30 days, you're going to receive a payout. Probably in Bitcoin, I'm pushing forwards, but you're going to receive a payout. And then a third of that revenue is going to go to the corporation. And then another third is going to buy the token. So we're going to try to implement small daily buys just to get really small buys going, and then pay you all to basically help us drive advertisement. So you're going to be like a small business owner, because retail's broke. Let's be honest. There is no alt season. Retail's broke. I mean, my goodness, just go out there and look. 99% of wallets are down. I mean, no one has any money. I mean, Pump.Fun is even starting to lose money, which I hate Pump.Fun. So I hope they burn, but they've ruined so many lives, that website. But at the end of the day, we want to create a business model that aligns dynamic incentives with you all. So you're playing the game, you're pushing product, you're helping create a sales funnel, you're driving engagement, and you're building a small business that you can actually take pride in and not be selling products that are not good. So sounds great. This leads to my next question, which is the plan to increase DAU. The advertisers are paying us basically per DAU on the base fee. So we definitely want to get the DAU up because that's how I can ask for more advertising revenue on the base fee, not the margin. But right now the plan is, you saw our DAU spike a little bit from that game night last week. We have another game night. I think we have another one Thursday. So we have 2 or 3. We're basically going right at gaming DAOs, and that's the hook. Is we come in and show them, hey, you can play the game, make some money, play Reign of Power, get some token, get the token and sell it probably, though, most of them will. But then we expose them to, hey, also, if you buy from our advertisers, you're going to get revenue. We're starting to turn you into a sales force. And we hope that we can get these, like, imagine if we can get a couple 100,000 gaming DAO members to start driving revenue to our advertisers. And then I can turn to the advertisers and say, look how many new eyeballs I'm bringing you. Let's really split that margin, because most products have a 15% margin built in to pay the sales force. So if you imagine any product that you're out there looking at buying, there's a 15% margin built into that just for the sales force. So if you go buy it without someone getting that 15%, you're just handing that to the producer, and we're going to go after that margin. So I would say increase DAU. We're going to do gaming DAOs, gaming nights, Reign of Power, airdrop, win to earn tournaments. And then, we're ready to spend money on marketing, but it's just, I know people that are launching TGEs and they're pushing them back. I know people like D-Flow has slowed down their, push, because it's really it's a tough market right now to really push into. Even though we are seeing some movement with Bitcoin, that's all institutional. Like, the Ethereum did see some increased activity in wallets, I saw. So we are seeing some KPIs that are looking great, but it's just not there yet. I would, and it's also seasonal. I don't know if you guys understand the seasons of marketing. A lot of people don't spend money unless you're on a summer-based product like travel. A lot of people, the markets usually get quiet June and July and August because people are on vacation. So, not really going to spend $10,000 a month right now, and I would rather save that money for the holidays. So that's what we're thinking. Moving on. Yeah, beach time. Yeah, nobody's really. That's another. You see our DAU. Actually, our DAU is the lowest on Saturdays because people are out living life and not playing. But yeah, that is the plan for DAU. Let me get a drink here. Probably got a nice slurp in the microphone there. Sorry about that. Okay, now moving on. Yes, please keep asking questions. I really like those. Okay, I got 11 messages. Hold on one second here. Okay, no, that's okay. That's okay. Okay, cool. All right, moving on to, I played an all 3 minutes. Yeah. Oh, I can't leak that. Okay, I can't leak that. We had a great discussion about something about that yesterday in the meeting about, no, JJ's probably not here, but anyway, I'll just say this. Raven Quest is coming out with an idle RPG. We are discussing ways for people to be able to tactically deploy their NFTs without having to spend as much time. I'm not going to get into it, but it's really cool. We're cooking up something that JJ had asked for and a couple other people, so we'll see how that goes. Now let's get into these topics. This is JJ's response to last week. JJ has a sharp mind about him here, and he's very positively critical. I don't think he's over. Some people are negative when they're critical. So he listened to the AMA, and he agrees that we got to watch out for extractors, and he kind of defined what an extractor was. I think we've pretty much shaken out a bunch of the extractors. We monitor it daily, who's really making the most money and where it's going and what they're doing. Honestly, a lot of people are buying in tokens, NFTs, or selling NFTs to buy tokens, or selling items to buy token. I think everyone that's here is still pretty not an extractor, so I don't think we have really many left, thank goodness. And that's what we're trying to be careful, because I don't want to bring in double our DAU, but if it's all extractors, then I'm just going to hurt our OGs. because then the OGs are watching money leave the system and not benefiting from that. So if I get Keith, okay. He said I referred to him as a Roy boy or some way did. Yeah, I understand. Gala was, I think, the first people that really started calling everybody Roy boys because at the end of the day, you are looking at, hey, I put in X dollars. When will I get it out? Um, you have to have a long, time horizon. 3 to 5 years is what I would tell people. But he's saying that people that put in money would like to see some kind of ROI. I would love to hear what people think is a good ROI. I mean, on most businesses don't even make a profit for like 3 years. Most marriages don't last 3 years. Crypto has this weird thing where everyone expects to put in money and get it back in 6 months or something or a year. It's just that's not real. That's not a real thing. That's another reason I went so hard on this project. It's a small project. It has a bunch of common sense real people instead of these stupid shillers that are just like, yeah, you're gonna be rich in 3 months or something. That's just not how it works. And if you are getting rich, someone else is losing a lot of money. That's the way the world works. It's just like a casino. I mean, in the casino, if you're winning a hand, someone else is losing the hand. So um, that's not really what we want to build our business model. That's why we're trying very, very hard to get traditional revenue. We're trying to build shareholder value, and ultimately, I want to pay out Champs holders Bitcoin. Like I want to basically build this company to have a Bitcoin treasury. All of our money flows into Bitcoin. We borrow against the Bitcoin for costs. We bring in revenue. We buy Bitcoin. As the Bitcoin hopefully goes up, we use those margins to increase payouts to you all. And ultimately, I would like to have like once a year, I'd like to send a dividend to all the Champs holders in Bitcoin. That's actually my goal. So that's where we're trying, and that's how number will go up when everyone's like, oh, I want to hold Champs because it's a fully circulating token and pretty much thinly traded, so it could go up pretty quickly. And it's already at its all-time lows. I mean, most gaming tokens are, and then also I can get Bitcoin out of it. So we're going to steal from like 21s and strategies playbook on that. Let me check the chat real quick because I haven't. Yeah, payout for ROP is Champs token. You're gonna be at 5 million. Wow, that's awesome, dude. Yeah, fantastic. 5 million. How much Champs? We're paying out 2.5 million total for the month. We're not gonna actually fully disclose the tiers because we want everyone to play and have fun and not be like hyper focused on where they're ranking. We don't want this to be like destructive. So I think we will publish it, but maybe like halfway through or something. Will it be by total points replacement? It'll be by total points that equal placement, right? Maduka, you can double check me on that, but yeah, because we're not resetting. Yeah, we're not resetting the leaderboard because we don't want people to lose their progress. We're just going to take snapshots. Are we going back to an idea of once a quarter to buy Champs using truffles within the game with a lower cap like 50K? New Scorpio. I mean, we're open to that. We're again, the token that we received from the V1, V2 upgrade, we're not trying to keep. We're trying to reinvest it in the system. So yeah, we could be open to that. Okay, moving right along. I'm sorry, I had to read some of the stuff I have to read again. So JJ did feel like, when we reduced the payouts for the Leprechaun based on token holdings as a tier, again, he brought that up that kind of changed his calculations and that wasn't really appreciative. I understand that, but we had way too many people. I'll say it again. We had way too many people with very little token making the same amount of money as people with a lot of token, and that's just not fair. I mean, if we kept that up, then the people with a lot of token would have just sold. And I've seen actually some people sell recently because they're like, well, I'm not making enough off the Leprechaun, so I'm just going to go down to the minimum. And that's fine. That's okay. We're a sustainable play to earn game. I don't know anybody out there that's even paying out anywhere near what we do based on our per capita. So again, yeah, he did reiterate that he felt like we'd kind of moved the goalpost, and I guess you could see it that way. But then he would probably have to admit that we were incorrect. We should have never allowed people with 100,000 token hit a leprechaun and get $9, and then someone with 5 million token hit a leprechaun and get $4. That's just not fair. So I think he's one-sided a little bit on this topic. I don't think he's being fair to. I assume he doesn't have much token based on the way he's speaking about this. Okay, next topic: bringing back free to play. I like this. He said basically put a tax system in place. And Madukari, can we make a note? I want to discuss that next Sunday. Some kind of tax system and some way to bring free to play players back. But again, we don't want to just bring in extractors. It just doesn't. I would rather just stay small than have a big fake DAU and then just have it fall down and then they extract a bunch of money and leave. That's not. I mean, I don't see the point in that. It's not like they're going to buy token. One of the big ways, bots, extractors, level. Okay, yeah. So we are going to address the chests. I mean, that's one of the things we've definitely been talking about. But I did like what he was talking about. Sunflower Land uses a system to where the higher the player level you go, the less tax you lose. So essentially, they force you to grind the game. But Sunflower Land is a very, very grindy game. I don't know how much we want to. I'm not hating on them. They almost took down, Polygon back in the day. I was there when they almost crashed the whole L2. I think they've got a lot of positives, but that's a very, very grindy game. I don't know how much of that we want. I don't want people playing 8 hours a day to make $2. I mean, maybe that's what they want, but I'd rather see someone go out and start a business or go shill advertising or shill product or build a downline or build a marketing brand or become an influencer or do anything other than. I mean, there's ways to make more than $2 a day than spend 8 hours grinding a game, I would think. Let's see here. Any limit to heals? Okay, yes, 2 limit on the comp. New Scorpio, I understand. I totally understand. And again, we are still in discussions. We are going to have liquidity on IMX, where you can trade directly to Champs tokens from the L2. That absolutely. I'm just really, really, really trying to get Bitcoin as our base pair on that L2, and they don't have it yet. So I don't want to go out and just set up. I don't want us to have any more exposure to ETH. I mean, I think ETH is still going to be okay, but I just don't want all of our exposure to be on ETH. Fill them in a new company or automated. Oh, that's cool. I hope that's is that D-Flow? New Scorpio, are you talking about you'd only play 20 minutes a day on Sunflower Land? I think that's what you mean. Okay. Moving along. We're almost done here. 4:30. Good. Yeah, that's okay. Another idea is to give the NFTs utilities, could be their stats. Breeding. Okay, here's a little bit of alpha. I am in talks with a few people to get we're going to do breeding as a web app. Just letting you guys know, this is some pretty big alpha. We are not going to do breeding in the game UX. It's going to be a web app. Just letting you know. It's just too much work to build the breeding inside of the game. So I'm going to have a one-on-one with Mats when he gets back. He's on vacation for the next week. But when he gets back, I don't think he'll care because it's less work on him. But breeding is going to be in a web app. Little alpha here. There's actually 3 web apps that I'm trying to get just developed. I'm not going to leak anything more because I don't want to set myself up for pressure from anyone. But we are adding dimensions to the game. One would be a use for the NFTs and the token. One would be for breeding. And then the other one I'm not going to tell you because it's one of my favorite things from another game that used to do it. And I don't want to give it away. But we are working on web apps, yes, because we need use cases for the NFTs. We need use cases for the token outside of playing the game. And then those use cases will actually drive NFT creation, peer-to-peer marketplace, and then put money in your pocket by selling those web app creations to players. There also needs to be a reason to hold NFTs, not just being able to play more. Exactly. I agree with you. That's what the web apps. Last thing, there was a mention of a super user group. What is a super user? Super user is someone that approaches us and adds value and plays a lot, has a lot of token. So I think JJ, you would be a super user. But again, I don't know if you want to, I don't know if you're in the beta testing group either, but mainly the beta testers and the whales, and then anybody that comes to me and says, hey, I really believe in this project. I just had one this week. Shout out, you know who you are, amazing person, came out and said, hey, I have some skills, I want to help. And that's how we're surviving, is we are using our community as the skill set. Okay, so that's all of the topics from him, I believe. Let's see if there's any questions. Separate from deflow. Okay, cool. Yes, I think that those that grind are because they have to. Yeah, new Scorpio. That's exactly. See, that's where the web apps are going to come in. It's going to be essentially people that don't have time to play the game. They can do the web app, and then that's kind of an automated system, and then they get yield from that as NFTs. Then they can spin those NFTs in game to save themselves time. But yeah, peer-to-peer marketplace is the only way to really generate pure economy. We can't just sell you guys NFTs over and over, and which we haven't. I mean, we're one of the least money grab communities out there, and I think that's why everyone's still here. We've never money grabbed everybody. Heck, we haven't even tried to sell all of our NFTs yet. We're keeping most of them back and not advertising it or doing sales or any of that. Okay. Oh, a bit like Aurori. I don't know what Aurori is. I'll have to check that out. Thank you. Okay. Win some randomness in quests, or at least when we dailies we stop hunting. Yes, we have new quests being designed. We have new artwork that's been ordered. Medukri is able to create explorers. We're getting pretty good at that. I don't want to give away what our next content is, but it's pretty much like done. I can't deploy it for probably another 2 weeks, I would say, but we are going to have a pretty cool new content that it builds on top of Reign of Power that it's got a gambling aspect to it. It's got a huge risk reward asset. It's got a lot of challenge. Also, we are going to have pretty soon, I would say within a week or so, especially when Mats gets back, we're going to have it where the NPC is going to be much more difficult to beat on Reign of Power, and then also more difficult in the play to the PvE. And then also the anniversary gifts are going to shake up a lot of things because there's going to be some new content come out of the anniversary gifts. So that's some new stuff that's coming. Randomness in the quests. I just think we need like a lot of new quests as far as like a little more caveats. But I don't know how to answer that without speculating too much. So I would say the randomness is going to come from new content, new explorers, new NFTs, and a new game mode. Not a new game mode, but a new game. Well, it's kind of a new game mode, but it's like a, yeah. And where did the leprechaun go? I haven't seen him in 3 weeks. We have not changed any of the leprechaun encounter percentage. We haven't changed anything actually. We paid out $1,000 in the last week. Like, that was a high number for us. We usually pay out like 500 a week, so it was double. A Pokemon lookalike, it almost blew up. All their breeding and NFT stuff is happening in web app. Yeah, exactly. Nickos OS. Yeah, that's exactly what we're talking about here. It's a web, 3 different web apps that have 3 different functions that are basically passive. I mean, there's nothing really anything to play other than like theory and game theory and thinking. And then also you have to acquire certain NFTs. So like there'll be more NFT, like you'll have to like snipe NFTs off the market that have certain traits. Because you're gonna want, like, if you don't, all I'm gonna say is if you don't have a lot of rare trait NFTs, you might want to grab a couple. Just be paying attention. Maybe like some low ball offers on like that sacred bow that's in the screen there. There was mention of ads coming from a food company. Are they coming on board? Is there time? We sent the ad. Medukri did like a 2-minute video So we sent it to them and they approved it. I think we're going to go live with that probably the week Masta gets back. We don't want to do anything too crazy for the next like 8-10 days because we don't want to change anything and then something go wrong. And then our lead developer is, we told him not to take his laptop because we wanted him to be off, off. I don't want him working. I want him to go spend time with his family and come back, refreshed. So, Madukri, shout out to her. She's been amazing. She's been doing the day reset watching. She has been doing some coding. She is just killing it. She's literally one of the big hearts and souls of this project. And we're so blessed that NLO and Madukri have really helped out. Without these people like that, we're just not here. Your Philemon, your encounter rate's down too? Huh. I don't know. We haven't changed anything. Madukri, I don't know. Do you have the ability to change anything? I don't know if we've got the ability. I think that's a developer level. Oh, maybe she does. I don't know. Okay. Well, then maybe you need to ask her. I try to lead by water here. I don't lead by fire. No, yeah, we haven't changed. I thought someone would tell me. Yeah. It's just random number. I mean, but we did have some crazy RNG. I mean, we had like 3 royal items found in like 2 days when we'd only had 1 for like a month. Yeah, we didn't change that either. That's really crazy. Sorry. Okay. Spellborn, I'll check that out. Cool. Okay. Well, it's 4:40. I'm going to do a 10-minute warning and we'll wrap up. Any other questions? I don't have any other alpha to offer, but if someone asks good questions and I spill the beans, that's the best way to get alpha out of me, because then I can always claim, plausible deniability that I didn't try to leak it. It just slipped out. Doofy, the official answer from our devs is that it's virtually the same. I think there's it's equal. I think there's like a 0.001 higher chance on Explorer, maybe, but I think that's more anecdotal. Yeah. And Madukri's tracked it too. So we've been tracking it. Yeah. So it's the same. Yeah. It's not even a rounding error, it looks like. So I got a couple messages and I'll come back to the chat here. All right. Okay. Okay. I think that is it. We'll do like a 5-minute warning now. And we will call this a day. But yeah, I'm excited to get some Rain of Power going. We need to finish up that casual tournament. I think there was maybe because I'm in like the finals. Madukri, I want to try out I really, really enjoyed the 4v4 playing with Purge and Sabotage. Yeah. Yeah, so Andrew and Fine Nose Truffle Pig. Something was mentioned about discussing what Rain of Power chest will contain. Oh, yeah. Okay, I can leak alpha. So a lot of people have said, hey, the Rain of Power chests are kind of a big letdown. We're trying to grind these really special items. We're trying to get truffles. That's cool. But, I feel like I'm not really, people are not really feeling the vibe on it. So what we're going to propose is, and I might get in trouble, but I'm going to do it anyway. We're going to propose that in each chest, there's an increased chance for mycelium, and then mycelium is going to have its own raffle. So right now, imagine you log in, you spin spores, and you enter the raffle, which is honestly one of the best ways to make money at the game, is to really get really good at collecting spores and just try to get in the top 10 every day. I mean, you've got a decent shot. I mean, if you can get in the top 2, you have a 50-50 shot. But if you get in the top 10, I think you got a decent, 29% chance, maybe. I don't know the numbers, but it's fair. And we're going to have a mycelium. Basically, it's going to be another little raffle where you spend mycelium and you get entries into a raffle for play to claim for NFTs, for the good NFT, for the best NFT we got, which is the that is one of the first use cases for mycelium. The web apps are also going to have mycelium is mycelium's getting ready to be a lot more valuable because we've, you know, one of the web apps is breeding. I mean, if you haven't figured out what I'm laying down, one of the web apps is going to be breeding animals, right? You're going to need mycelium for that. Another web app is I've already discussed, which is I don't want to give it away. I'm giving away too much content for my next AMAs. But yeah, you're gonna need rare NFTs. You're gonna need mycelium. You're gonna need some token. But yeah, mycelium raffle, that is something we discussed, and it should be fairly quick to implement when Matt's is back, because we don't really have to do any new code. It's just kind of new UI changes. So, but yeah, that's one of the first use cases of mycelium is going to be a raffle. I fix him up. Thanks. All right. Well, cool. We'll just do a 1 minute warning here, and we will wrap up everyone. And I had a baby Keat break a leg last night, so I hear him. Go check on him. Are current going to be updated for that, or the new ones only? Our current what? New Scorpio chest. Oh, it'll be yeah. I don't think it'll be retroactive. I don't know though. I don't want to speak to that. That's over my pay grade. It might be system wide. I don't know, because it might code would work if it would tell all the chests. I don't know. That's a great question. We'll let you know in advance. How about that? Oh, usually it was retroactive. You think? Okay, there you go. So, well, I'll see. Again, I don't want to speak too much because it's going to be a Matsta decision. That's why he's the dev. Okay. All right. Well, 1 minute, and I really appreciate everyone coming in today. I think we had 16 or 17 at the height, so that's amazing. It's really great stuff. I really appreciate and humbled by that. All right. Any last questions? I won't leave until I see the typing stop. So thank you, everyone. Yeah, thank you. You're welcome. I appreciate it. Big reward for killing Matsta. Ooh, DoFi, you're hitting on some alpha there. All I can say is, you know, Matsta might be a world boss, is all I'm saying. So just thanks for the alpha. Just spent 62 million spores buying mycelium. Yeah, that's probably good ROI there. Yeah, I would definitely. I mean, we've been telling people for months to save mycelium, so I don't think we're kind of rugging anybody on that. We told everyone to start saving truffles too for the ROP, because if you're really trying to if you're trying to grind a lot of token, you're gonna need a lot of truffles. Oh, very smart. All right. Well, thank you again, everyone. I really appreciate it. Just such a great community. We got some big stuff. Like I said, I have another big meeting this week. You'll see most of the advertising starting probably the first or second week of July, and then we'll announce more. And knock on wood, I'll land this huge account with this huge company, and that's going to give us a lot of visibility because they have a lot of exposure. So, okay, thank you, everyone. Like I said, I'll wait till everyone finishes typing. Thank you, Foxy. Thank you all. Awesome. See y'all next week. Bye now.